Hello and welcome to PowerDrift, guys. Today it is my pleasure to bring you to a machine which has unlocked super sport racing dreams for many a beginner riders across the globe. And then there is an old motoring saying that you and I both know of. There's no replacement for engine displacement. There didn't exist until now a sub 600cc motorcycle with committed sport riding ergonomics and track tool handling package. Enter the KTM RC390, a rabid raccoon with a 390cc single cylinder churning out proper racehorses and enough Newton meters of torque to do the overtaking maneuver on the outside line. It's a horrible touring bike, not a good stunt machine, it's not a pencil, not a cabbage, it's not Leaning Tower of Pisa, nor Great Wall of China. It's a thoroughbred, committed super sport machine designed to make you feel like a racer and engineered probably to even make you one.
And this change geometry with the sharper rake has put more weight on the front, and that gives you the confidence to exploit the ridiculously fast turn-ins of the RC. Inspired riding ergonomics and the light frame and chassis, they bestow you all the ammunition you need to decimate corners in front of you. Despite its shorter wheelbase, it is poised like a ballerina. The limit on the RC as far as handling dynamics go is so high that you have to go really fast to feel that you're riding this bike hard. I really love how the engine builds and puts the power down. And in fact, it is a little more linear, the torque kicks in a little more gently, and that really helps you modulate the throttle in a corner. But in terms of refinement, I found the engine on the RC200 to be a lot more refined, and that's because this one has a much bigger piston and is running much higher compression ratios. That translates to a lot of vibes, especially above 9,000 RPM. But then again, the best way to ride this motorcycle, to enjoy this motorcycle, is to make the most of its strong mid-range. And if you're riding it that way, you'll have no problems at all with the vibrations. What I did have a problem with was the gear ratios, because they are pretty much the same as the Duke 390, which means the 4th, 5th and 6th gears on the taller side. And you don't really want that in a race setup because that dilutes the acceleration of the RC. But I absolutely love the gearbox on this one. The 6-speed transmission is butter smooth and it's precise, and it just enriches your experience of riding this motorcycle hard.
No matter what Sargent has to say about the RC390, the crown cannot just be handed over to it. The crown has to be earned, or rather, as they say, fought for. "12 kgs heavier than the RC, it doesn't have the same componentry as the RC390, but it's only 0.3 seconds behind this one."
The only thing that's going against it are the IRC tires.
That's right.
But what it does have in its favor is slipper clutch.
There are rumors going around, and don't quote me for this, that the RC390 next year would also be equipped with a slipper clutch. But Sagar, that was about performance and numbers and everything. When we get in the Ninja 300 in the picture, it would be a felony to not talk of practicality, because that's where this bike excels tremendously. It's got a larger tank. The ergonomics are way more sorted. It's a parallel twin engine, which is going to be, of course, a lot more refined than a single cylinder which the RC390 has. The last thing that remains to be discussed between these two bikes is then the price point. I was there at the unveiling of this bike, at the launch of this bike, RC390, and as soon as they declared the price, you were there too, there was a loud applause in the hall. Big kudos to Bajaj KTM for pricing it in a way where it's accessible. This one, however, is a good 2 lakhs more expensive. Would you then be worried about dropping the bike? It's got a more expensive fairing, in general more expensive everything.
As far as ownership of the bikes is concerned, with the Ninja, it's just that you'll have to wait a little longer to get your bike fixed. But on this one, you can ride with a much lighter state of mind. Coming from an R15, in my eyes, that was the only super sport track-focused race machine we had available in India. And many ways, the RC390 is the motorcycle that we were waiting for, the upgrade, because it is just as nimble, it is just as flickable, and with that extra dope of power.
Completely track-focused, so it's going to do what it's made to do, and it's going to be bloody good at that. He is going out and saying he's going to buy one because he is a track-obsessed person, and it's here, right? How does it then manage to scrape its underbelly every single time you're in a corner?
As soon as your lean angles start increasing, you end up scraping the belly pad. And when you are dragging plastics, you're not too far away from disaster. So that's something which I wasn't very happy with at all.
The braking. There is complete lack of initial bite as well as the feedback, which you would most definitely need if you're belting the bike around a racetrack. And there's some telling that this is happening because of the ABS. What's about that?
The ABS, which I love so much on the road, on the track, I found it really intrusive. And the brakes worked a lot better in terms of feedback when I had it switched off.
Right.
So, but I'm at least glad that KTM gives you the option of at least switching off the ABS.
And it's funny, every single time we speak of the RC390, we leave the RC200 out of the picture, and that's what the whole world's doing too. The RC200 is a lot better on the brakes.
It's like the RC390. Everything I like about the RC390 in terms of the handling dynamics, well, this one actually does it better. Because it's lighter. The shorter gearing actually works a lot better on the racetrack because there's consistency in that.
The Duke 390 was famous for overheating. This bike, the fan kicks in a whole lot earlier. How far is it helping?
So it's helping with the heat dissipation. Riding it in the city, it's very annoying because the fan is always running, and after a while, when you're riding in chock-a-block traffic, it does get you. The seat on this one is a lot better than the Duke 390. So the rider is going to be uncomfortable, but the pillion will be all smiles.
If you aspire to switch on to bigger CC capacity motorcycles, then these bikes, they don't require a whole lot of testicular fortitude to know how to ride them, to learn what the techniques are.
That's what I love about KTM. Their whole philosophy is about making light and fast motorcycles. And the biggest advantage is it's a lot more easier to use and a lot more comfortable to get along with.
Thanks a lot for watching us, guys. Do remember to subscribe to PowerDrift. Type in your comments below, and he or I would be more than happy to be making ourselves available to reply back. Good luck, goodbye. Rolling and action. Hey, the difference was what? What was the difference? 0.3 points. Okay, and all right, action.